LKR play their 6th final today and their 3rd in the 1980s. They've only ever won the trophy once, but their current team is packed with experience.
Good pass there to Dorothy. Oh, he's got Smith with him. He must be in for a try. And he is. What a turn-up. The hole. Arkin again to Dorothy. Beautiful ball to Mike Smith. Oh, he's still going underneath the post. Oh, what a try.
So, Hull KR against Castleford for the Silk Cut Challenge Cup today. Kick-off 3 o'clock, and of course we'll have all the build-up. In football, the climax to the first... That's on his recent horse racing experience anyway. But we're looking forward to the match. The gates are open, and if we look away to our right, we'll see the start of the Castleford crowd coming in there. Yellow and black, their colours. Castleford making their 4th appearance in the Challenge Cup final. And they've never lost. So will they be successful today again? Well, they've certainly had a difficult passage in a way to get to the final here, and we can see exactly how they did that. And I suppose the best win there was against Wigan, last year's winners here, in that 3rd round, 10-2. That would have been the biggest stumbling block. And once they won that, a lot of people looked up and said, well, Castleford can win it this year. They had a tough semi-final. They were losing that for a long spell in that game, and then came good right at the end. So that's how Castleford got here. And Harry Grayson's been taking a look in a little more depth at the team from Castleford.
Castleford is the very heart of rugby league. It's created gifted players. Alan Hardesty, Keith Hepworth and Mal Reilly, who all played in Castleford's last Wembley triumph. The town eats, sleeps and drinks rugby league, and remembers with pride how it won the cup in 1969 against Salford.
Why is it that you've stayed at Castleford for so long? What is the appeal of a club which, in this day and age, with all due respect to it, is a bit unfashionable?
Well, I think the only reason you can sort of so-called call it unfashionable is because we've not got the high finance that some of the other clubs have got to go out and purchase top, well, not top-class calibre players, but a full contingent of overseas players like the Sterlings and the Lewises of this world. But I never really wanted to leave Castleford in the first place. After touring Australia in 1970, I enjoyed Australia, and I went and spent 5 years out there playing the code, and I really enjoyed it. And I'd always had the ambition of coming back, and Phil Brunt, in fact, did bring me back and approached me to see if I would be coach of the club, and it was a challenge I enjoyed taking on.
And what can you remember about the last time Castleford was at Wembley?
I think the thing that stands out in my mind most, Ali, is the atmosphere that the place generates at Wembley. Walking out there in front of a near-capacity crowd, you just merely feel so tall, 10 foot tall. It's a tremendous feeling. And if there's anything, I know I'm going to savour it this time, but I envy the lads being able to go out there and play for 80 minutes.
Cass fans may be few in number, but they love their team, and when the finances of the club are compared with the likes of Wigan, who pay £150,000 for one player, Castleford's Wembley appearance this year is even more staggering. They've only 1,000 season ticket holders who bring in £17,000 a year. The average gate is 3,500. They need another 1,000 to break even. Last year the club lost over £30,000. And yet, with 90,000 people watching them at Wembley this afternoon, the team in transfers cost exactly nothing. But no one is denying that the semi-final win over Oldham saved them financially.
And just look at that drop, Kenny Ward, and he gets it, yes! He gets it to Tony Marchant. That must surely be the clincher.
Well, obviously, getting to Wembley has been helped the club tremendously. We're very critical with the financial situation, but the revenue we'll get from Wembley will put them back on the feet, really.
What kind of money were we talking about then before you took over your job to raise cash for the club?
Yeah, basically that's what I brought into to do the lifeline for the club, which obviously Wembley's been a lifeline as well. But the club were in serious financial trouble, but Wembley's come. We're making money with the lifeline and all other function, all other commercial activities off it. And the 75,000, obviously, what we'll bring in from Wembley will be welcome in addition to the club's funds, obviously.
But the club prides itself on being the breeding ground of talented youngsters. For clubs like Castleford to survive, they have to snatch them and interest them in the game when they are still at junior school.
Featherstone Castleford area, I would think, is one of the best areas in rugby league for bringing on junior players. When you look around all the clubs in Yorkshire and Lancashire, Cumberland, well, not Cumberland, but Yorkshire and Lancashire, there must be one or two Castleford players in nearly every team.
Does it warm your heart when you see little 11-year-olds bombing around Weldon Road like that?
It certainly does. I'm president of Red Hill Amateur Club, and I've done a hell of a lot of work over the last 8 to 9 years with that particular club. We won the Castleford Cup tonight, so it certainly does give my heart a lot of warmth.
Ever since I was at school, in the juniors at school, we started playing rugby, and my dream was to play for Castleford Rugby League. I've come up through the years at different levels, from the under-15s to the under-17s, and that's when I joined Castleford. Signed on when I was 18, played in the Colts, the second team, and now the first team, and it's meant so much to me to play in the first team. Everywhere you go, if you go for a drink, you go to work, everybody just talks about Wembley. It means so much.
What does it mean to you to be playing, possibly, with your brother?
Oh, well, obviously that's a dream come true as well, because we play so well together. And after all, we're only working class lads. We aren't professional footballers like most other teams I've got. I mean, there's my brother Kevin, there's Keith England, Dean Mountain. They all work in the pits. I work in a factory. We're just ordinary lads, are they? And we're playing rugby for the enjoyment.
They're a great set of lads. I mean, it's all rugby talk when it's snap time. It's rugby, how did you go on, so and so. They're a great bunch of lads, and they just love it.
When you look at the Hulkington Rovers setup, and they've got half a dozen players who are full-time professionals, do you ever envy that? Would you like to be a full-time professional?
Definitely, yeah. It's hard coming to pit and well up at 5:30 in the morning, coming here doing our shift work and going home and then having to go training. It's very envious of them. They can just relax all day and then go training and live easy life, really.
What about the ties? Because they go quite well.
This is the part of the fundraising we're doing, Harry. So I'm going to sell you one. I'll sell one for you and one for Des Lynham, and then you can both wear them at Wembley. And that'll be a tenner.
I don't know what he's done with the tie. I think he's pocketed it, Harry Gratian, because I haven't seen it yet. It's nicer than mine, and if he brings it up to me later, I'll switch ties. Although, of course, I'm totally impartial, and so is the man alongside me today, Alex Murphy. Good to see you down here, Alex, for the big rugby league occasion once again. We had such a wonderful match last year, didn't we, with that capacity crowd, 97,000. Are we going to get that sort of crowd here again today, do you think?
Well, I think we'll have a good crowd today. I don't think we'll have 97,000, but we'll be in the 80s, 87, something like that, and it'll be very enjoyable.
It'll be close. Now, Castleford, I understand, are arriving, so perhaps you can pick out one or two of the personalities that we see here coming off the coach for us, can you?
They come through the physio, they're coming through first. John Joyner, a very important lad, just going through there. A lot will depend on him today. Alan March and Mal Reilly, the coach. And I think one or two of these lads getting off there. We're now beginning to get the butterflies one or two little tingles in the stomach. There's the mascot and the skip man going through. A very excited skip man. He wants to fight on the bench and everything.
Does he? They haven't been here for a good while, have they? 1970, so they'll be delighted at being here today.
Yes, and they're a very lucky side. You know, Kevin Ward just gone through, and he's a very important man. This is a big fella now. Ward, he's coming through.
He's the hard man, isn't he?
He's the big teddy bear in the side. He's the crusher. And here's the good-looking lad, Bob Beardsmore.
And now where's his twin? Because we've got the first identical twins ever playing in the.
Well, I'm going to take a guess and say he's the second one coming off when he comes off. He's not arrived off the bus yet, but...
you have a few problems in the commentary box this afternoon with those two, I would imagine.
I think me and Ray's arranged to stick a red spot on his forehead. Just to find out what's going on.
So down on the pitch, we've been joined by the...
So, Alex, what do you think of their chances today, Castleford?
Well, I think it's going to be a very, very close game. I think, to be honest, I'm going to stick with Old Kingston Rovers, so everybody from Old Kingston can start going out now and saying, God, we've no chance. I think they've got a little bit more experience for this particular game. I think Castleford have got a lot of young lads. I think a lot of them will rather fail out there or they become heroes. Wembley kills a lot of kids off.
It's a new experience for all of them, really, isn't it, in the Castleford team?
Yeah, and I think Old Kingston have been here before and done it.
Right, well, on that subject, let's take a look at how KR got here. And, of course, they had that tremendous semi-final, 24-24, the highest scoring ever draw, I believe, at that stage of the Cup competition, or perhaps even any stage. And then they won the replay 17-0. Anyway, Harry Grayson's been having a look at Castleford. He's also been having a look at Hull KR.
It was in 1980 that Rovers enjoyed their finest hour.
Is he going to score? It's over, it's a try! The first try for Steve Hubbard. 3 points to 0.
Since then, the Humber Bridge has witnessed a flood of Rovers' success. They've won everything, John Player trophies to Yorkshire Cups, and yet their coach still harbours one wish, to manage a totally professional team.
I'd love to be probably the type of manager that soccer has, and that you've got people there full-time. You've got a lot more time to work with them. You'll have a lot more time for practices and skills. And I just think it'd be good to be manager of a full-time professional side.
But is it really practical in this day and age?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is in rugby league, and I think you'll find now that probably some soccer teams will start thinking about our setup and probably coming our way. That lads can go out and earn a living and then subsidise a living by playing professional football and professional rugby league.
Everyone in the game regard Rovers as the total professionals in attitude and application. And after Leeds gave them a fright in the first semi-final this year, it was Rovers who knew the way to Wembley in the replay. Last season, Rovers at one stage possessed 6 trophies collected by all the teams in the club, but it wasn't always like this.
Well, it's a long story, Harry. It goes back probably, my time here is getting on for 29 years now, and those days we were down in the doldrums of the league, competing with Bramley, Doncaster, people like that. But I was privileged to be involved with a lot of progressive thinking people, and it's been a steady climb up the league. In fact, at one stage we offered incentives for finishing in the top 16 of the league. But since then, particularly this last number of years, probably since 1978 when we won the championship, but particularly from 80, 81 through till now, it's been a story of considerable success, and it's very gratifying from our point of view that we're spoken of in the same context as Wigan and Leeds and the other giants of the rugby league. It's very nice.
The fact is that when they've had to, they've spent money to strengthen the team in a big way. £35,000 in 1978 for Phil Hogan, a world record. Then came £72,500 for George Fairbairn, a world record. £60,000 last year for Andy Kelly, and yet the best bargain of all cost nothing, Mike Smith.
Rome. Oh, Mike Smith coming through well. He's going in. And he's in. Yes. Superb positional play from Mike Smith.
And Mike's positional sense comes in useful here at Salt End, where he's employed in the chemical works as a fitter. His workmates joke that this is why he can pass the ball so well. But Mike is the first to admit that Rovers have given him everything.
Well, I owe them everything really, because you gradually pick up little things over the years, but you need certain guidelines and people putting you in the right places and telling you at the right time when to do things, when not to do things.
Can you envisage playing for any other club other than Hull Kingston Rovers?
No, I'm a whole lad, Harry, so I couldn't envisage myself playing for anybody else.
But Craven Park has also become home for half a dozen full-time professionals. Aussie Gavin Miller is regarded by many as their key forward.
And this is the man, Gavin Miller. Good pass there to Donoghue. Oh, he's got Smith with him. He must be in for a try. And he is. What a turn-up.
I suppose in Australia there's half a dozen clubs that are very well respected in the game, but certainly Hull KR came to mind through my former coach in Arthur Beetson, who had a stint with the club back a number of years ago, and certainly his relationship with Colin Hunt, our chairman, influenced my decision.
What is it that is about the club then that looks after you people? Because clearly it does have a concern about you. You're full-time professionals.
Well, that's true. I think that the fact that we've got very professional administrators within the club, they're a progressive board of directors, and the fact that on the playing point of view, I enjoy playing for Rovers, I enjoy playing and participating with the players that I play with, and most importantly, I've got a very, very good relationship with the supporters of our club.
And they breed some tough supporters at Hull Kingston Rovers, and the club mascot is flexing his muscles already, set to lift the Challenge Cup again.
Last one. Come on, that's it.
He's putting his effort into the day, certainly, Alex. Well, I think the Hull KR boys are arriving now, so once again, well, there's the man himself.
Yes, little Roger Millweed. He'll be a nervous lad. He smokes a lot. Andy Kelly, good-looking lad. Phil Hogan there, who'll not be playing today.
Roger Millwood, the coach, actually started his career with Castleford, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He's a Castleford lad, and there's quite a lot of these lads live around that area, you know. But here's some of the backroom staff, but this one will be more than ever. Gavin Miller, a lot will depend on him today. 3-1 on favourites, Old Kingston, and yet I don't think you'll get many on the ground here saying that they can win it.
Really? Is that difference in standard, or...?
Well, I think there's been a lot of shift in Zook Emma there. It looks like Duke Ellington. I don't know about Phil Hogan. I think there's been a lot of shifting in with injuries, and Castleford are quietly creeping up on the rails to becoming not far off being favourites.
Does history mean anything in this at all, in this particular... Because Hull KR have got to the final many times, but been successful only once.
Yes, they've not got a good record here. Chris Burton there, he's not be playing today, he's just had a plate in his arm. And young Paul Arkin, a lot will depend on him. Old Kingston have got a very ordinary record here, but I think today they've got a professional outfit. They've not had a side like this one before. I think this is a good professional side, and if they do it right on the day, I think they'll do it.